Have you ever wondered if there's a deeper meaning behind everything we see and experience? Whether the precision of the universe, the complexity of life, and the longings in our hearts are merely coincidence? Join us on a serious, compelling, and logical exploration that not only suggests the existence of a higher power but presents it as the most coherent explanation for our reality. Modern science has given us profound insights into how the universe works. But the deeper we look, the clearer it becomes that the most fundamental questions often extend beyond purely material explanations. We face a logical dilemma that inevitably leads us to a transcendent origin. Every effect has a cause. This is a fundamental principle we observe in our daily lives and in science. If we trace the chain of cause and effect in the universe, we cannot end up in an infinite regression. Logically, there must be a point where this chain begins. This first origin cannot itself have a cause, otherwise it wouldn't be the first. It must therefore be a self-existent, unconditional reality, which we call a higher power or God. This insight is not merely philosophical speculation, but a logical necessity for explaining the existence of the universe at all. It challenges us to think beyond the limits of what can be observed and to acknowledge a transcendent source. The law of conservation of energy is a cornerstone of physics. It states that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but only transformed. This implies that the universe could not have simply arisen from nothing. The idea that something could arise from absolutely nothing contradicts all our scientific experience and logical understanding. There must be an original source that made the existence of the universe possible. This source need not itself have originated from something else, but must possess the capacity for creation. It is the ultimate answer to the question of why something exists at all, rather than nothing. Imagine a row of dominoes falling one after the other. Each falling domino causes the next to fall. But the entire chain only begins when the first domino is knocked down. The same principle applies to causes in the universe. Every event has a preceding cause. If we logically trace this chain of causes back, we inevitably arrive at an initial trigger that itself was not triggered. This first trigger is unmoved movement, uncreated creation. It is the necessary condition for the existence of all subsequent causes and effects that we observe in the world. The initial trigger, which itself has no cause and set everything else in motion, must possess infinite power and intelligence. It must exist outside of space and time, since it created space and time itself. These attributes, omnipotence, omniscience, eternity, and transcendence, are precisely those traditionally ascribed to God. It is the most logical and coherent explanation for the existence of such a primary trigger. Recognizing this initial trigger as God offers a comprehensive worldview that answers both scientific observations and our deepest philosophical questions. It is an insight that liberates the mind and opens a new perspective on reality. From gravity to quantum mechanics, the laws of nature are astonishingly precise and universally valid. They enable the formation of stars, planets, and ultimately, life. A minimal deviation in these constants would mean a completely different, probably lifeless, universe. This fine-tuning of the universe is a strong argument for an intelligent designer. It is unlikely that such a perfect balance arose purely by chance. The probability of that is astronomically small. This precision suggests a deliberate order designed by a superior intellect. It is as if the universe was constructed according to a complex blueprint, the details of which are aligned toward a single goal. Life itself is a phenomenon of breathtaking complexity and beauty. From the smallest cell to the largest ecosystem, everywhere we encounter structures and processes that go far beyond what we would expect from random events. Every aspect of life, from cellular respiration to complex brain function, is a marvel of engineering. Our senses, our consciousness, our capacity to learn and love, all these are functions that exhibit incredible complexity and purposefulness. These intelligent structures didn't simply appear out of nowhere. They are the result of billions of years of evolution, which must be based on a fundamental, intelligent blueprint. The workings of an eye or a brain defy any random explanation. The existence of such complex, goal-oriented systems in life points to an intelligent creator who designed and enabled these structures. It is a testament to a superior intelligence that manifests itself in every living being. Evolutionary theory describes how species adapt to and evolve from their environment over long periods of time. However, this doesn't necessarily contradict the existence of a creator. Rather, evolution could be the ingenious tool God created to foster the diversity of life. An intelligent designer could create a system capable of self-organization and adaptation. Evolution would then not be a substitute for God, but rather proof of the brilliance of his design, which is dynamic and adaptable. This perspective makes it possible to harmoniously unite scientific knowledge and belief in a creator. God is not only the beginning, but also the one who initiated and sustained the processes of life's unfolding. The process of reproduction, from fertilization to birth, is a highly complex and precise system. The development of an organism from a single cell, which then forms into billions of specialized cells, is a marvel of coordination. The genetic information stored in DNA is like a detailed blueprint that controls all development. The emergence of such a system through pure chance is statistically almost impossible. This system of reproduction and development is a strong argument for an intelligent designer. It demonstrates conscious planning and incredible precision, pointing to a higher intelligence. The existence of two sexes, which complement each other and are necessary for reproduction, is another example of intelligent design. This system is astonishing in its complexity and efficiency. The mechanisms of sexual reproduction, which promote genetic diversity and increase the adaptability of species, are highly developed. They are evidence of thoughtful design aimed at the preservation and evolution of life. This deliberate planning of genders is further evidence of a creator who designed the diversity and complexity of life in all its facets. It is a testament to God's creativity and wisdom. From the orbits of planets to the structure of galaxies, the universe is characterized by astonishing harmony and order. The laws of physics ensure that everything remains in precise balance. This cosmic harmony is no accident. It points to an ordered design conceived by an intelligent creator. The universe is like a giant clockwork mechanism, its gears meshing perfectly. This order and harmony are a strong argument for the existence of God. They show that the universe is not chaotic, but purposefully and deliberately designed. The heavens declare the glory of God, the skies proclaim the work of his hands. Psalm 19 verse 2. Beyond logical and scientific arguments, the Bible offers a profound spiritual perspective on the existence of God. It is not merely a historical document, but a source of revelation that gives us insights into the nature of the Creator. The Bible begins with the words, "In the beginning God created the heavens and the earth," Genesis 1 verse 1. This statement establishes God as the ultimate origin and creator of everything that exists. He is the initial catalyst who set everything in motion. This biblical perspective aligns with the logical necessity of a first origin. God is not part of creation, but stands above it. He is the transcendent creator who called everything into being from nothing. This description of God as the origin of all things offers a coherent worldview that explains the existence of the universe. It gives us a basis for understanding our own existence and our place in the cosmos. Although the Bible is not a scientific textbook, it contains astonishing descriptions of nature that align with modern scientific findings. For example, the mention of the water cycle, Job 36 verses 27 to 28, or the countless stars, Jeremiah 33 verse 22. These correspondences are remarkable, considering that the biblical texts were written thousands of years ago. They suggest that the authors of the Bible were inspired by a higher source that transcended human knowledge at the time. These precise examples from nature strengthen the credibility of the Bible as a divinely inspired work. They show that God, the creator of nature, is also the author of the Holy Scriptures. The creation story in Genesis is not primarily a scientific treatise, but a theological and spiritual explanation. It reveals the purpose and meaning of creation and the relationship between God and humankind. It teaches us that the universe did not arise by chance, but is the result of a conscious act of creation. It gives us a spiritual foundation for understanding our existence and our responsibility towards creation. This spiritual explanation offers a deeper meaning for our lives and our world. It invites us to look beyond the purely material aspect and establish a connection with our Creator. All over the world, people report personal experiences that they interpret as signs or guidance from God. These can include inexplicable healings, sudden insights, a feeling of divine presence, or the fulfillment of prayers. These personal experiences are subjective, but often profoundly real and life-changing for those affected. They are a powerful testimony to the personal and active presence of God in people's lives. Such experiences can prompt skeptics to reflect and point seekers in a direction. They show that God is not just a distant creator, but a God who reveals himself personally and enters into a relationship with people. The nature around us and the technology we create ourselves are further evidence of the existence of an intelligent designer. They reflect the creative power inherent in us, which originates in God. Humans are the only living beings on Earth capable of developing complex tools and technologies. Our ability to invent, construct, and design is unique and reflects a deeper creative potential. This creative ability is an indication that we were created in the image of God, Genesis 1 verse 27. Just as God is the ultimate creator, so too are we endowed with a limited but real capacity for creation. Our technological achievements are therefore not only proof of human intelligence, but also indirect proof of the existence of a divine creator, whose attributes we carry within us. The functioning of electronics, from a simple circuit to a complex computer, is based on precise physical laws. Without these fixed and reliable laws of nature, no technology would be possible. These laws are not arbitrary, but follow a deep mathematical and logical order. They are the foundation of the entire material world and make possible the existence of everything we know. The existence of these universal and unchanging laws of nature points to a higher order established by an intelligent lawgiver. They are proof of the consistent and reliable nature of God. From the spiral shape of a galaxy to the symmetry of a snowflake, from the Fibonacci numbers in plants to the mathematical precision of planetary orbits, nature is full of patterns, symmetry, and logic. This aesthetic and mathematical order is no accident. It is strong evidence of an intelligent designer who created the world according to a complex and beautiful plan. These patterns and symmetries speak to our sense of beauty and order. They are a universal language that points to the existence of a creator who is both artist and mathematician. Human experience is not limited to the material world. Many people report experiences that transcend the limits of our five senses and point to the existence of a spiritual dimension. In dreams, meditation, near-death experiences, or other altered states of consciousness, people often report experiences that transcend the boundaries of material reality. They see, hear, or feel things that are imperceptible to the normal senses. These experiences, although subjective, are deeply real and convincing for many people. They suggest that our waking perception of reality represents only a small part of the whole. Such experiences can strengthen the conviction that there is more than what we can touch or see. They open the mind to the possibility of a spiritual dimension and a transcendent reality. In various cultures and at different times, people have reported perceiving other planes of existence, parallel worlds, or encounters with spiritual beings. These accounts are often consistent in their descriptions. Although these experiences are not scientifically measurable, they are an integral part of human experience. They suggest that our reality is more complex than we commonly imagine. These reports may challenge skeptics to reconsider their purely materialistic worldview. They suggest that the existence of God and a spiritual world could be a plausible explanation for these phenomena. The sum of these extrasensory experiences leads to the realization that our five senses offer only limited access to reality. There are clearly dimensions and phenomena that lie beyond our normal perception. This realization is crucial for a comprehensive worldview. It opens the door to the possibility of a spiritual reality in which God and spiritual beings can exist. If reality is greater than our senses, then it is logical that God, the creator of this reality, also exists beyond our direct sensory perception. He is the spirit that permeates and sustains everything. The existence of good and evil is a profound human experience. It raises questions about morality, justice, and the origin of these concepts. The biblical perspective offers a clear and compelling answer. We all have an intuitive understanding of good and evil. When we see suffering, injustice, or cruelty, we perceive it as evil. But to recognize something as evil, we must have a concept of good. Evil is the absence or perversion of good. It can only exist because there is an original norm of good from which it deviates. Without good, there would be no standard by which to define evil. This moral reality points to an objective source of good that transcends our subjective opinions. This source of good is God, who is the ultimate definition of goodness and justice. It is a remarkable observation that some people acknowledge the existence of dark, evil forces or even Satan, but at the same time deny the existence of God. This is a logical contradiction. If there is a source of evil, there must also be a source of good that opposes it. Evil cannot exist without good, as it is a deviation from it. The recognition of evil logically requires the recognition of good. And the ultimate source of good is God. God is light, and in him there is no darkness at all. 1 John 1 verse 5. Reports of demonic activity, possession, or the presence of dark forces are common in many cultures. These experiences, whether real or psychological, point to a dimension beyond the purely material. If dark, supernatural forces truly exist, then it is logical that there must also be a higher, benevolent power that opposes them. The universe cannot consist solely of chaos and evil. This realization leads us to the necessity of a divine power that represents good and has the ability to overcome evil. God is this supreme power that stands above all. The Bible describes demonic beings as intelligent, but their knowledge is limited and often manipulative. They can deceive and seduce, but they are not omniscient. In contrast, God is omniscient. He knows the past, the present, and the future. His knowledge is infinite and complete. For God is greater than our hearts and knows everything. 1 John 3 verse 20. This difference in the abundance of knowledge is a clear distinguishing feature between the forces of evil and the omniscience of God. It shows that God is the ultimate source of truth and knowledge. God is often equated with religion. But the Bible and spiritual experience teach us that there is a fundamental difference. God is greater than any human institution or tradition. Religions are systems of beliefs, rituals, and rules created by humans. They are attempts to understand God and to approach Him. As human creations, however, they are flawed and limited. God, on the other hand, is divine, transcendent, and infinite. He is the creator of religions, not their product. He exists independently of human concepts or institutions. This distinction is crucial. It allows us to recognize the flaws and shortcomings of religions without abandoning faith in God. God is reality, religion is the human attempt to grasp that reality. Religions often try to confine God within dogmas, rules, and traditions. They define who God is and how to worship Him. But God is infinite and cannot be limited by human concepts. God is greater than any religion, any culture, and any human conception. He is the creator of the universe and surpasses our understanding. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. Isaiah 55 verse 8. This realization frees us from rigid religious dogmas and invites us to seek God in His infinite greatness and majesty. It encourages us to build a personal relationship with Him that transcends religious forms. Many people practice religion out of tradition or because they adhere to rules. But true faith in God is a personal relationship, a dialogue, a trust that comes from the heart. This relationship is based on love, trust, and devotion. It is dynamic and personal, not static and formal. It is an encounter with the living God, who reveals Himself to us. This personal relationship with God is the heart of faith. It is what our spirit longs for, and it is the source of true peace and meaning in life. God created mankind with an astonishing variety of talents and abilities. This diversity is not accidental, but part of a larger plan aimed at unity and wholeness. Every person is unique, with individual talents, strengths, and weaknesses. This diversity is God's will. It is not meant to divide us, but to complement us. Just as the different parts of a body work together to fulfill a function, so too should people work together with their diverse gifts. For just as the body is one and has many members, and all the members of the body, though many, are one body, so it is with Christ. 1 Corinthians 12 verse 12. This divine order shows that God has a plan for humanity based on unity in diversity. He wants us to use our gifts to serve one another and form a harmonious community. The analogy of the body is often used in the Bible to describe the relationship between God and humanity. God is the head, the source of wisdom and guidance, who directs and coordinates everything. Just as the mind sends commands to the body, so God guides all of creation and gives us direction. He is the central intelligence that holds everything together and gives it meaning. This concept of God as the head of the body of creation gives us a clear hierarchy and order. It shows that God is the ultimate authority and the source of all wisdom. We have tried to prove God's existence through logic, science, and experience. But in the end, we must acknowledge that God's nature is infinite and incomprehensible. He is greater than our concepts and our understanding. It is precisely this infinity and incomprehensibility that makes him God. If we could fully understand him, he would not be God. He is the one who is above all, who transcends the limits of our understanding. This realization is not a surrender, but a humility before the majesty of God. It invites us not only to grasp him intellectually, but to seek and worship him with our whole being. For from him and through him and to him are all things. To him be glory forever. Amen. Romans 11 verse 36. Mikhail Massa, the arguments presented here are not intended to persuade you, but to stimulate your reflection. They are a logical, serious, and compelling journey through the worldview that presents the existence of God as the most coherent explanation for our universe and our lives. God, the spirit of Todd and Zambi, lives, sees everything, and knows everything. His presence is felt in the precision of nature, the complexity of life, and the deepest longings of our hearts. We invite you not only to intellectually process these points, but also to reflect on them personally. Open your heart and mind to the possibility that there is more than what you can see. Seek the signs of his existence in your own life and in the world around you. Let yourself be guided by the logic of the divine and take the step of building a personal relationship with this all-knowing, omnipresent, and loving Creator. The truth awaits your discovery.